Hello, this is Drew Mitchell with the Menham's Help Desk, and today we're going to be talking about the Staff Certification Report. That report opens up on October 1st and is due October 15th, with October 31st being the latest you can make any changes to the report. And that is if you contact us directly to do that. Some key notes I want to make about this report. The report's used for EPS calculations. It provides us with the key roles for your district, being the district roles, and it ensures all staff are accounted for. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to log in to NEO. I do want to note that this is NEO UAT, so none of the information you see in here is going to be relevant to anyone. We are going to be using the Department of Education as our example case. So when you log in, you go to Staff, Certification Report. You're going to see quite a few districts listed here because I have access to everything. Obviously, when you came in here, you might only have one or two, maybe three, depending on how many districts you work with. So here we go, Department of Education. While we wait for this to load, there are some notes I'd like to point out as well. You cannot certify this report if you have any pending positions within NEO. As you can see here, we do have one pending position, so that's going to affect us being able to certify. You want to ensure that staff are properly assigned to their positions, being that if they're an EPS position and you don't have them as an EPS position, they will be missing there. So when we scroll down, you want to keep an eye on your EPS staff, because this lists only EPS staff. So if this doesn't look correct, you're not going to want to certify until you double check it. Once the certification is complete, changes cannot be made to staff until after 12/1. Note there is that the district roles specifically cannot be changed until after we unlock the report, after we gather the information we need from it. Once the report is unlocked, you can make those changes. The superintendent does not need to recertify. So like I said, in here, it's going to list all your staff district-wide. As you can see here, we have a few people. We do have a pending position, so that's going to be our number one showstopper. If we scroll down to the bottom, certify is completely grayed out. So the superintendent would not be able to certify right now. So we're going to want to go ahead and figure out this assistant principal and why they're pending. So we're going to go to Manage Staff, SAU Search. We're going to bring up the Maine Department of Education. It's going to list all our active staff. As you can see here, Drew Mitchell has a pending position, so we'll click on Staff ID. We'll go into his staff assignments and we'll figure out what's going on. So I have a pending assistant principal role, so if we view that, we can see here all the information that's currently there. Once we click Edit, we can bring this up. Ignore that. So it looks like there's no salary currently entered. So whoever was working on this may not have known the salary at the time, so they saved it as pending to come back and change it, and it was just forgotten about for whatever reason. No big deal. What we'll do is we'll upgrade that, we'll update that. We'll just say 30,000, and then we will submit. Once we submit it, it'll set that position as active, as you see here, and then we can go back to the certification report and check our next step. Scrolling through, we have no more pending positions. I'm going to say that the EPS looks correct. The final thing to check is the district roles. District roles lists all these critical roles that are performed by people within the district. These people are probably going to want to be the people who are going to be working on this and have time to work on it. As you can see here, Ryan Cunningham is set to most of these as the superintendent of the Maine Department of Education. Now, if this was a real district, more than likely, as a superintendent, he would not have the time he needed in the day to work on all of this. So you're going to want to make sure you designate someone to this role who has time to perform that function to the fullest. A note there is that if your district does not have a librarian or a nurse, you can use the superintendent, and that does not require you to go into staff assignments and give them that role. So you can just designate them here without giving them that role. So as you can see here, we're missing attendance coordinator and foster care point of contact. Foster care point of contact is new as of this year, and that is obviously the person who handles all the foster care information. So we're just gonna set Ryan as these. And as you can see, as soon as I set those, certify lit up, but you can't actually certify until you hit save designees to actually save that. All right, now if we scroll back down to the bottom, like I said, you can see certified by Drew Mitchell, 9/23/2019 at 2:57 p.m. in the afternoon. If changes do need to be made to this before the cutoff date of October 15th, you can hit remove certification, the superintendent can, that is, and that will remove it. The admin, whoever is making the changes, can update those changes, and then the superintendent can go back in and recertify. Another quick note I want to point out here is that underneath reports, we have 6 reports which will help you when you're actually dealing with your district certification. Staff details report, staff detail report FTE, FTE by person, staff with multiple positions, staff EPS report for the district, and then staff EPS report district by position. Those will help you when you're trying to figure out if everything's incorrectly or if there are changes that need to be made. If you have any detailed questions on those reports or you're not sure how to utilize them, feel free to contact the help desk and we can help you out directly. So that's it for the staff certification report. That's everything you need to do. If you have any questions on that, feel free to give the help desk a call, like I had already said, in regards to those reports. Other than that, have a great day.